What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you come into the channel. Check out the content. With that being said, I want to talk to you about this list, right? Of best NBA players, the best NBA player with no ring, right? Or no rings at all. And so now on at the top of this, you got Karl Malone, Elgin Baylor, Charles Barkley, Allen Iverson, James Harden, Patrick Ewing, John Stockton, Russell Westbrook, Steve Nash, and Reggie Miller. So, like, who do you consider to be the best player with no ring? Like, who was now? They got Karl Malone at number one, right? I'm not even going to like Elgin Baylor. I never had the opportunity to see Elgin Baylor, but the rest of these guys I've seen them. You know, I witnessed everybody else play the rest of these guys, and so it's between to me, in my opinion, I think it's between Karl Malone, Charles Barkley, and Patrick Ewing, right? And Reggie Miller, man. I can't forget. That's tough. That is tough. And so, like, what criteria can I use? Like, Karl Malone, he carried his team to the championship two times. You know, he led his team to the championship two times. He just ran into Michael Jordan. So I gotta go with that, right? I gotta, even though I like Charles Barkley, and for him to be only 6'5" and to dominate, you know, the way he did, but I gotta go with Karl Malone because Karl Malone, like I said, he got to the big dance twice. He just ran up against Mike. So number one, Karl Malone, right? So then, in my opinion, like, is it Charles Barkley? Um, Number two, Patrick Ewing, or let me see, Reggie Miller. And so now Charles Barkley, when he played with Phoenix, right? Charles Barkley led his team to the championship when he played with Phoenix. Patrick Ewing, did they go to the championship? No, they almost went to the championship. They got Patrick Ewing missed a layup when they played against Reggie Miller in them. I'm thinking I don't think they went to the championship, or did they go and lose to Houston? Oh man. Anyway, because I don't know who Houston beat the two times they won, but Charles Barkley, in my opinion, I think is Charles Barkley a greater player than Patrick Ewing, because that's what I'm looking at, right? Wow, and I'm a Patrick Ewing and Charles Barkley fan, so man, I would go Charles Barkley over Patrick Ewing just because Charles Barkley was just so dominant for somebody who was 6'5". He could rebound, score, block shots. Charles Barkley just was a beast, especially in his early years. He just was a beast, man. And people really don't. A lot of people don't even remember like how good and how dominant Charles Barkley was. Like all those years at Philadelphia, Charles Barkley was just a terror. So I would say number two. I would put Charles Barkley at number two, right? Then behind Charles Barkley, I would put and this is not even like a given, right? Because then you have Patrick Ewing and Reggie Miller. Like who was better, Patrick Ewing or Reggie Miller? That's tough too. They got Reggie Miller at number 10 and Patrick at number 6. So I would put Patrick at number 3. I would definitely put Patrick. All right, I'll go Patrick number 3, but I will move Reggie Miller all the way up to number 4, right? Ahead of Allen Iverson, James Harden, John Stockton, Russell Westbrook, Steve Nash. So yeah, I would move Reggie Miller up to number 4. Then after Reggie Miller, I probably would put hey, who would I go to the next one after Reggie Miller? After Reggie Miller, I'm going with then you start to get into like Allen Iverson, James Harden. And see, I would put Russell Westbrook. I would put Allen Iverson ahead of James Harden and Russell Westbrook. But you know what? As a matter of fact, I can't even do that. I got to go with John Stockton at number 5 because, like I said, John Stockton and Karl Malone, they went to the championship 2 times. They just lost to Mike. So John Stockton should move from number 7 to number 5. All right. And then so after John Stockton, then I would have Allen Iverson at number 6. Right. And then now Russell Westbrook and Steve Nash, James Harden. That to me is a toss up. I'm not a big fan of James Harden. I like Russell Westbrook. I like Russell Westbrook. Steve Nash I like because he's a pure point guard. Um, man, I think Steve Nash to me is a better guard than Russell Westbrook. So I would have Steve Nash ahead of Russell Westbrook and James Harden. And then so I would have Steve Nash next ahead of, and then now I'm left between James Harden, Russell Westbrook, and Elgin Baylor. And so I'm really just leaving Elgin Baylor out, like I said, because I'd never even seen Elgin Baylor play. So, but when you come to James Harden and Russell Westbrook, number 8, I would put Russell Westbrook at the number 8 spot where he is, and then I would bring James Harden from the number 5 to the number 9, and that's it. I got my and Elgin Baylor. I'm only putting Elgin Baylor at number 10 because Elgin, I didn't have an opportunity to put to watch Elgin Baylor play. So, but I'm pretty comfortable with Karl Malone being 1, Charles Barkley being 2. Then you got who did I have at number 3? Let me see. Karl Malone, Charles Barkley, number 3. Then I had Reggie Miller, Patrick Ewing, and number 5 I had what's the guy? John Stockton at number 5. So yeah, but I'm comfortable, like I said, with Karl Malone being number 1 though, because Karl Malone was a beast. And yeah, but so that's my 9. Now, let me know what you think. Like, who do you rank like as the best basketball player to never win a ring? Um, I just gave you my 9. Like I said, I can't. I'm not even going to speak on Elgin Baylor because I didn't have Elgin Baylor. I never watched Elgin Baylor play, so I don't know. Elgin Baylor might mess around and be number. Let me see, what is he on the list? He's number 2, so he may very well be number 1. But I only seen Karl Malone. And Karl Malone was terrible, man. He was terrible. That dude was terrible. Offense and defense, and he can shoot. So Karl Malone was terrible. But that's my take on it. Make sure to like and subscribe. With that being said, don't forget to leave a comment, and I will check you all out in the next video. Peace.